Hello, my loves, and welcome to your Morning Meds. My name is Melissa Romero, and for today's Morning Meds, have you ever felt some kind of turbulent feeling or some uneasiness within yourself, and then you try to meditate it away? Or maybe you're going through something in your life and something is bubbling up and you decide to sign up for a spiritual event or a spiritual retreat because you think that magically that's going to help that and it's going to make it disappear. That, my friends, is called spiritual bypassing. It's so important that we know about this. I'm guilty of it. Everyone in the spiritual community has experienced spiritual bypassing at some point or another. It's very important that we know what spiritual bypassing is. So there was this man, his name was John Wellwood. He was a Buddhist teacher in the 80s, and he coined the term spiritual bypassing. And I'm going to tell you what the definition that he came up for it was. He said using spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep personal, emotional, unfinished business. All right, pretty much what it is to belittle our basic needs and to suppress, repress, or avoid some of our feelings and some of our emotions. Here's the issue. And in an article that I read not so long ago, it called it the dark side of spirituality. That's why I said everyone on the spiritual path has experienced this at some point or another in their life. And I have, for sure. And I could tell you of times that I've done it. It's not uncommon. But the issue with spiritual bypassing is that when we practice spiritual bypassing, which is another unhealthy mechanism of coping with our uneasy emotions, when we practice this, what we do is we slow down our spiritual growth because we're not actually facing those parts of ourselves that we're supposed to face in order for us to grow spiritually. What we're doing instead is we're repressing or we're avoiding those feelings by layering on top of them a spiritual practice, whether it be meditation, whether it be yoga, whether it be looking outside of yourself, finding something outside of you to help heal that wound without actually facing or feeling that emotional wound. So that's one issue with it, is that it stunts our spiritual growth. It also stunts our emotional capacity to deal with uneasy emotions. Again, it stunts our emotional capacity to deal with uneasiness because instead of actually dealing with it and facing it and feeling it, we are repressing it. Again, that's called spiritual bypassing. A lot of us do it. I'm not gonna say I'm innocent, right? I've been there before as well. So my challenge for you today is to look at your life, not anybody else's. Don't go looking at everybody and be like, oh, that person's spiritual bypassing, that person's spiritual bypassing, because it's so easy for us to look outside of us and blame everybody else. No, look at yourself. See where you're spiritually bypassing. Right? And if you catch yourself there, and there are some great tips to figure out whether or not you're doing it, and I'm going to put a list in my story or in my description as to what are signs of spiritual bypassing. But if you catch yourself spiritual bypassing, have some compassion for yourself. But when you do that, in order for you to stop yourself from spiritual bypassing, actually feel the emotions. When you feel these uneasy emotions, feel them. But figure out where they are coming from. See if you can feel through them. And I know it's difficult and I know it's challenging to sometimes feel these feelings. I completely understand. Have some compassion for yourself for that as well. But try to feel the feelings. Feel them, face them, see where they're coming from, see where the healing needs to happen. And don't push it away. Don't mask on top of it with yoga, with retreats, with meditation, with affirmations, because a lot of us do that. And the thing is, in this world of your thoughts create your reality, a lot of us have been duped to think that if I'm in this love and light and beautiful and happy place and I never ever deal with those negative emotions, that I'm gonna reach this beautiful state of enlightenment. That's a lie. You can't reach that until you deal with the actual darkness. And not only deal with the darkness, but to learn how to love that side of you. Learn how to have compassion, love, empathy for that side of you that's not so pleasant. right? And understand that you are both light and dark, that you experience both feelings and it is okay. But deal with it, see where it's coming from, figure out how to heal it, and move forward from that instead of repressing or avoiding it. Also, if you have good friends that you know will be honest with you, ask them, am I spiritually bypassing when I'm doing this, or this? Like, or am I actually dealing with it? And they might tell you, if they're honest with you, they might tell you, yes, you are spiritually bypassing, or they might say, no, that you're not. But it's for us to understand that repressing feelings, avoiding feelings, and adding yoga, meditation, and all these things. Not saying that they're not great things to add to your life, but if you're using them to mask actually any type of negative emotion that you're feeling or any type of dark feelings that you're feeling, then you're not actually dealing with those feelings. And it's so important that we deal with them. And a lot of us in the spiritual community do this. So it's very important that I make you aware of it, that you practice awareness of it, and that you live in the present moment. A lot of people that spiritually bypass do not live in the present moment. They actually live in this world of positivity, but they're not actually dealing with the actual feelings and the actual things and the actual emotions. Again, that's my challenge for you today. Look at yourself. See where it is that you might be spiritually bypassing. See where it is that you're not actually dealing with your issues or whatever it is. See where you're kumbayaing your way through life, right? A friend of mine calls it kumbayaing your way through life, not looking at the darkness. See where you're doing that in your life and actually deal with those things. Deal with the darkness in your life. See what things are triggers for you, what things make you uneasy. That's an invitation, my people. That's an invitation to look. That's an invitation to dig deeper. Take those invitations and actually show up for yourself. That's my message for you today. I love to love you. If you like what you see, don't forget to click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel to see more.